Today we're on the 390. Today we're going to be installing the Woodcraft Key Eliminator. It is for the 2022 to 2023. On the back there's scan here for instructions. And you can download it, and these are clearly not for this bike specifically because it says about Yamaha. But anyway, it gets the gist apart. I've already done this when I did the 250 because it's already had it done. And I'll also show the steering stop shortener, I guess you kind of call it, from gray area. I'll show you where it goes, but I'm not going to put it in because it kind of gets in the way. And then the other thing I've been busy on was I designed in CAD a holder for the lap timer, and it comes into two sections. So this will always stay on the bike, and then this one bolts to it. And it holds your lap timer data collector, and that sits right on the triple and uses the holes from the factory clip-ons because we'll be using aftermarket there. It sits just like that. Keeps it out of the way, allows better sight on the your dash display there. So yeah, took me a little bit of time, quite a few versions because I'm not a CAD person, but I think it came up pretty good. So I've already taken apart all of the front. I did take this off, but I put it back on just to show. The front coming apart is very straightforward, not nearly as complicated as, say, an Aprilia or something. So windshield is just the two bolts on the top, two on the bottom. Windshield will come off once you got the mirrors off there. And then you just kind of keep working your way in. Unfortunately, you do have to take it all out because you need to be able to unplug everything and get your dash out. Dash is just held in with one bolt there and then two kind of pressure things there. So let's so I have the aluminum fairing stay. It's around here somewhere, and I won't be using this one. This one is actually aluminum. I did check it with a little magnet. There's my aluminum one, a little bit lighter. And like we always say, need to save the weight. So we'll be taking this apart. This just has the 4 bolts on each side. Like I say, this is kind of cheating because I did already have it apart, but I did want to show when it finally comes apart why you need this to come off. And the reason I don't want to put in that steering stop reducer is so I can turn this all the way. They told me today that the suspension is supposed to be shipping out of, I guess, England, wherever K-Tech is. So that's a good sign. Hopefully it won't be too long, and then we can start putting some bigger stuff back together after we take in the forks, because they're going to put them in. So this comes out. Inside here is where they keep a big wiring harness. It's all kind of hidden up inside. So we need this one that comes out of here. It is going to be this blue one here. At least Woodcraft does a nice job of at least matching colors. kind of blue to tell you which one it goes into. So that, and then you need to follow your key back. Follow it back to this guy right here, which isn't color matched, but I'm pretty sure we know where that goes. So then the next thing, once we have all that exposed, we're going to have to take off our triple. So I already took the bolts out from that. The next thing you want to do is loosen off your main bolt there to get that triple off. And I have no idea what size that is. Let's figure out what size we got here. There's probably a special KTM bolt socket that would work best. And 24 mil, 24. And we are going to cheat and use a very big breaker bar to break this free. Once we figure out how to use a breaker bar. Gray area sells an aluminum one of these bolts. I'm not sure that you really need it. I might weigh this just for interest's sake. It is fairly heavy actually. Okay, now that we got that apart, we'll go after the two Allen bolts up here. Okay. Soft little mallet kind of thing here. Nice little love taps. There's the spacer and the other one for the triples, or for the clip-ons. But we're not going to need them anyway. There we go. Fairly easy. You really do need to use the hammer. So now we got that all undone. We will disconnect our wiring for the keys. And sometimes it's a little bit stubborn. Yep. That's it. There is our triple. So now you get the security bolts that you've got to undo, which is a lot better because some you have to drill. The Ninja 250 I had to drill, and that sucked. Really sucked. So now hopefully I have the right size. Too big. So these security ones basically are just a regular one with a hole in the middle. They use that on like airbags, and that's why I have it. There we go. Looks like it is a 30, Torx 30. Anyway, I'll take that apart and show you the result. Okay, so I got that special one. Slide it in. I already cracked them loose. They weren't very tight already. So happy it's like this and not having to drill it. It's always such a pain in the butt to drill those out. Okay, now you can get a close-up view of what those things look like. Just got that pin in the middle, so you can't use a regular Torx, but everybody sells these things anyway, so I'm not quite sure what the point is. We got that off. It just comes apart. And there's our key without our ignition. Now, these forks are going to have to come out anyway. But and same thing, you normally just tap it down. You just got to make sure you get it all the way. You can hear it when it makes that sound, that it's all the way down, right? Yeah, now like I say, I'm going to weigh this, so I'm just going to lightly screw it in. So we don't lose it. All this has got to come apart anyway. We've got to do the clip-ons, but I didn't want to go too far because we got to do the forks. now we'll grab our cable. Okay, so there's our cable. We got that same end, which is on this guy down here. Clicks in nicely. Then you kind of got to decide which way you're going to go. All the wiring harness goes to the other side, so I'm going to follow it on this far side over here. I'll just pull our boot back. Make sure we got our right blue one here. There are two blue ones, but only one is a 6 wire with one blocked off. There we go, so got our two ends, and this one, you just got to pull up on this thing. One. Backwards. And there's two. Click together. Looks like we're sure how well this boot's gonna fit it anymore, but there we go. And all back in the boot. So now, when you want to start the bike, the start and stop is the kill switch. Turn it on, hit the start button. That's it. And then when you're done, turn it off. Some people say it can be hard on the battery. My 250 does okay. I don't really have to worry about it. But yeah, there we go. So now that that's all done, so I'm going to keep this out of the way here. I will show you how to trick this little steering stop reducer is here. So this is the two bolts where the horn goes through. Obviously we don't need a horn. So this is going to bolt right in place of it. I give you two smaller bolts because the horn uses fairly large bolts. Because I don't really want to put this on quite yet, but it's such a simple thing that I probably won't show it again. Basically, it just gets in there It sits against your shearing stop. So now you only have that much room. And the little holes in it are meant to crumple. So when it gets hit too hard, it won't wreck the other parts. That's something I ran into the 250 of my big crash. When the bike hit the ground, because it landed upside down, it bent this up. So I had to bring this back down. So it'll probably never be as strong as it was. But this will allow you to put a little bit bigger angle on your clip-ons if you so desire. And when it falls, you're probably going to end up breaking clip-ons versus heading it into your bodywork. So if you look on the 250, how close that is, and all of this is set to specifically not hit. But when you stop sooner, you don't have to worry about it as much. So that's the key benefit of that thing. Yeah, so we'll install that after. Like I say, K-Tech, shipping out of England, I think it is. So hopefully that'll be here fairly soon, and then we can get that back one in and start putting stuff back together. Like I say, I don't really want to take too much more apart, but we do want to keep moving forward. Anyway, that's a simple installation of the Woodcraft key elimination. Like I say, I really like it. On the 250, not having to have a key is so nice. You don't have to worry about not bringing it or anything. Makes a world of difference. The only thing I will have to do now is the gas tank. I'll have to get rid of that key, and then it's completely keyless, which does mean it's easily stolen, but it's a race bike, so it's never really unattended. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully I don't know what we're gonna do next. What we're gonna do next. Might do the exhaust next. The exhaust is fairly accessible. You have to drain the rad. It's cold here in Vancouver, BC. So gotta have the heater on in here, and don't really want to open the door too much, but it's never that cold in here. So anyway, thanks for watching.